All right. Greetings and welcome back once again. This is Amuna. I pray everybody's doing well. I'm sorry about the delay. Got a lot of stuff going on. Hopefully I can be heard. Let me double check. And then I'm going to just drop this video right quick like. Had to put my head up from the books for a second to share my thoughts on this one right here. So I'm not even going to hold you. Let me just jump into this. All right. Greetings and welcome back once again. This is Amuna. Like I said, y'all, I'm over here trying to finish up some term papers, but this one came across when I was on a little break, okay? So we're going to go over this here video, and then we're going to talk a little bit about what we're seeing, whether or not we're willing to admit what we're seeing concerning the petition, concerning the denials of domestic violence, concerning what's going on. And I'm not going to play the Lung Farrell videos because to me, domestic violence is something that it kind of moves me in a certain way. It triggers me. So I'm just gonna talk about that one, right? To see the children, the mother, and all that's going on for me, it's a lot. But anywho, before we get over there, let's talk about this here video. Now, this one is from a channel called, this is a response. Goldie, I saw you in the chat. You're getting a lot of responses. And all the people that are supporting is getting a lot of response. And I like to listen to both sides, right? I like to listen to the affirmative and I like to listen to the negative. I like to listen to the pushback to see whether or not, where is the intersection, right? So let's listen to this video. It's short. Kevin Samuels, a petition is public record. And then I'm going to stop it along the way. Actually, I'm going to play it straight through, and then I'm going to come back and stop it. Let me know if you can hear the video. Hold on a second. Let me play it straight through first.
If you will. So I looked into this whole petition thing that they got against Kevin Samuels. And it says, the Supreme Court has made it public record. So a petition is a public record, unless deemed not so by a lower court, which tells me that unless you put something in the petition stating that this cannot be made public, then it's public record. So that means that all these people that signed this petition to get Kevin Samuels kicked off of YouTube, we can know what their names are, right? We now know who you are, your name, your address, everything about you, basically your phone number, because this is how you, and your signature. This is how we know who you are. So if this does not go your way, we're going to be able to see exactly all the people that he can then file, and he can sue at this point for defamation of character. Because you got to understand something. At this
Oh my goodness, I know I said I was going to let it play all the way through, but I'm jumping to say something. Okay, I'm going to let it play through. I don't want you to get defamation of character, so I'm going to let it play through, and then I'm going to come back.
point, this is Kevin Samuels' business. So you're trying to defame his character because of his business. This is what he does. This is his job. This is his livelihood. You're trying to get him kicked off his platform and take away his livelihood, how he eats, mind you. Because there's really nothing you can do, because there are guidelines stated in YouTube, and he's following every one of them. Because you know what? I don't know how many hundreds of thousands or maybe even millions of women have already tried to whack his channel already. And every time they get kicked down, you know why? Because he hasn't broken any laws. He hasn't broken any of the rules. He hasn't broken any laws. So now you're trying to go after his business. See, this is why I say women don't build anything. They come in after the fact and destroy it. They are not builders. They are destroyers. Yeah, it's a fucking shitty world we live in, isn't it? So I applaud Kevin Samuels going forward, and I look forward to watching him slam every last one of these women to the ground. So I'm bouncing back and forth, but I'd like you to share this.
My goodness, that was hard. That was hard. That was hard. That was hard because I wanted to respond, right? So the way communication works is that someone speaks and someone responds. Someone speaks and someone responds. So the way free speech works is someone shares their thoughts and opinions, and other people have the right to respond. Now, the problem we seem to be having with this particular petition and pushback is that those on the affirmative supporters of KS think that the people who are receiving the information, the audience members, have no right to respond. It's kind of like those videos you go to and the person turns off the comments. They don't want to hear what you have to say. It's a one-way communication. That's not how free speech works. So let's break down exactly what he was saying in this conversation and how he goes on to prove the point. Okay, let's listen. The petition is talking about hate speech and being potentially hazardous to a certain demographic of people who happens to also be the said supporters of whom Kevin is building his platform on. But let's continue.
And I'd like you to comment if you will.
Yes, sir. I'm going to be commenting. I'm going to be commenting. Okay. I've been writing all day. I'm ready. Let's go.
So I looked into this whole petition thing that they got against Kevin Samuels.
Me too.
And it says, the Supreme Court has made it public record. So a petition is a public record.
And so are videos, public record.
Unless deemed not so by a lower court, which tells me that unless you put something in the petition stating that this cannot be made public, then it's public record.
Okay, we got that public record. Okay.
So that means that all these people that signed this petition to get Kevin Samuels kicked off of YouTube, we can know what their names are, right? We now know who you are, your name.
So he seems very vested in knowing the name, right? Knowing who you are, who's objecting, who has the nerve, who has the unmitigated gall to actually respond to what you're hearing, to actually have a retort, to actually share that, hey, you're presenting something that I find concerning, and this is my petition concerning what you're doing. According to the narrative, you don't have the right to do that,
Your
right?
address,
Why did you need to go to address? Let's continue.
everything about you, basically your phone number, because this is how you, and your signature. This is how we know who you are.
So he goes to, I don't know where he went to go look up the petition thing. And he's saying, now that I found out it can be public record, and now I know exactly who everybody is and where everybody lives and all your addresses. That's kind of not necessarily a veiled threat, but it's kind of coming off as such, like I know who you are, you should be afraid, right? This is what I'm receiving. I could be wrong, but just the energy that it's not like, hey, you know what I found out? It's like, you better watch out. That's kind of the way he's delivering it. I could be wrong, brother. If I am, let me know, but that's what it sounds like to me. Let's continue.
So if this does not go your way, we're going to be able to see exactly all the people that he can then file, he can sue at this point for defamation of character.
Okay, pause. Before we get to the defamation of character, you said if it does not go your way. The petition is for, and he may have misspoke, and that happens, it's live, it's YouTube. But if the petition is for the removal from certain platforms due to what the petitioners are deeming hate speech, and it does not go that way, that means Kevin Samuels will not be deplatformed, and that there is no need to then pursue the names, addresses, and signatures of the people who signed. Not going your way means it remains the same. And the affirmative has won, and he's not going anywhere. Why then, sir, would you need all of their personal data and information? There would be no need for a defamation of character suit. Maybe I'm wrong, but if he stays, then why, and he doesn't lose his income, then why are you trying to sue for defamation?
Because you got to understand something. At this point, this is Kevin Samuels' business. So you're trying to defame his character because of his business.
Now, this is the emphasis being put on the business, right, of the character of which he's building his business on the backs of the same people who are filing the suit. So you're telling me you get to come to, the Congo, you get to exploit all of the natural resources, you get to go to the Gold Coast, you get to go to the Diamond District, and you get to exploit all the natural resources, and the people who are allowing you to enrich yourself, and those people better not and have no right to one day stand up and say, you know what, I don't like it what it is that you're doing. You have no right. This is what I'm hearing. If the person is the oppressor, the one who's doing it, the thought is that the person who I'm doing it to has no right to reply. That in itself is unjust. But let's continue. My hair was looking crazy. Hold on 1 second.
This is what he does. This is his job. This is his livelihood. You're trying to get him kicked off his platform and take away his livelihood, how he eats, mind you. Because there's really nothing you can do because there are guidelines stated in YouTube, and he's following every one of them because you know what? I don't know how many hundreds of thousands or maybe even millions of women have already tried to whack his channel already. And every time they get kicked down, you know why? Because he hasn't broken any laws. Yeah.
Okay, that was crazy. He says he hasn't broken any laws. So 1 second, let's go to the hate speech on YouTube. There's a section on YouTube that speaks about hate speech policy. Hate speech is not allowed on YouTube. We remove content promoting violence or hatred against individuals or groups based on any of the following attributes: age, ma'am, you're too old; caste system, you're too broke; disability; ethnicity; gender identity and expression; nationality; race; immigrant status; religion; gender; sexual orientation; victims of major violent event and their kin; and veteran status. I believe the demographic of people that he's speaking to falls under this category, um, and that this has to do with hate speech because we're going to continue to listen what some of the supporters, specifically this supporter, has to say in the end. Hold on 1 second.
Hasn't broken any of the rules. He hasn't broken any laws. So now you're trying to go after his business. See, this is why I say women don't build anything. They come in after the fact and destroy it. They are
So, so
not builders. They are
So now this is the versus battle. Hold on, let me push up this door. I told y'all I was working on some work all day. Hold on 1 second. So now he's here saying women don't build anything and they're destroyers, which is ad hominem attacks, which doesn't have anything to do with this particular conversation, when the reality is that the man is building on the back of the women, right? Uh, what's going on, Goldie? Welcome to the conversation. So, very, very interesting stuff. Let's continue.
destroyers. Yeah. It's a fucking shitty world we live in, isn't it? So I applaud Kevin Samuels going forward. And I look forward to watching him slam every last one of these women to the ground.
Wait a minute. The whole conversation was about this man is initiating violence. He's promoting violence against women. And then the man goes on to say that Kevin Samuels is entitled to sue for defamation of character because no such thing is happening and he's not in violation of hate speech, only to end his short informational session by saying he looks forward to Kevin Samuels doing what he's asserting that Kevin Samuels doesn't do, which is speak about violence against women. Why would you look forward to him slamming? Um, why would you look forward to him slamming women against the ground if the man is not violent or doesn't speak violence against women? That doesn't make any sense. I can't look forward to going to Taco Bell for donuts if Taco Bell doesn't sell donuts, right? So this is what the man says he's looking forward. Um, to Kevin Samuels doing, slamming women to the ground. So you're letting us know the slapping sounds, the way in which he treats women. The petition is true. It holds water because you, as a supporter, an avid and staunch supporter, are looking forward to him continuing to do what he has been doing. So, I mean, are we seeing or are we not seeing? Are we present or are we not present? I mean, what's really going on here? What is really going on here? So that's what I wanted to share concerning that. I can remove this. And concerning the, are we seeing the young Pharaoh situation? Again, one of the things that has been floating around is I don't see violence in the community. I don't see it happening. And now, within days, we're seeing playing out, which is really hurting my heart, is seeing how this is playing out in the community before our faces with children in hand. Like that's not cool. You understand what I'm saying? People, according to the testimony, we can hear the young girl in the car speaking to the police. According to KS, you should make a record or else it doesn't exist. She went live because people probably would have said it wasn't true. There was police present. People would have said it wasn't true. Um, now they're going back and forth. This is an illustration of what happens in the community when we're not honest about what's happening in the community. You know what I mean? And the reality is this conversation needs to be had and should be continued to be had as more and more information comes out. Let me check to see the box. I don't even want to go all the way in. I saw that the young woman Golden removed the initial video, but people have caught it and re-uploaded it. Is, to me, it's heavy and very disturbing. The children, that information gets encoded within them, right? That little baby in her arms, who was highly agitated and unable to be settled, that trauma is going to be locked in, right? She's going to have to deal with what she may not even remember consciously in years to come. It's not a good look. Yeah, they're deny. You can deny according to what he said. He had it on video as well as she has it on video. So you can't deny that the whole thing happened because it's captured. Now you can try to deny the sequence of events, but the reality is something happened and something is happening. We just happen to have catch this one on tape. Let me know your thoughts. I'm not going to stay long. I'm looking crazy over here because I have another paper to go write. So I said, let me jump on here real quick and then I'll finish this other paper. Like, subscribe, and share. Check out the information on Goldie's channel as she continues to share more information about what's coming out and why. Let's not sensationalize this. These are people's lives, man. These are people's lives. Some people are just looking at this content for entertainment. Some things I really handle respectfully because these are people's lives. These are public records. People can refer to them dealing with their children and dealing with what happens going forward and dealing with witnessing to character and all that kind of stuff. You understand? So, we may take YouTube and social media as entertainment, but these are people's real lives. So we have to keep that in mind as we go forward. It's sad, man. It's really sad. It's really sad. But I'm not going to hold you no more. I'm just going to go ahead and finish up this 1920s paper. With that said, thank everybody for tuning in. We'll come back at another time and have more conversation. I'll open the mics at another time. Everybody have a blessed day.